Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be doing my 3rd month of pregnancy review. This is my 3rd pregnancy, this would be the 2nd hopefully successful pregnancy, or at least the one that I've gotten through the 1st trimester, knock on wood. But this has been completely different than my last pregnancy with my son, who will be 2 years old this Saturday. So my baby's growing up, but I won't fret on that because this video is all about this new baby that we're going to be welcoming into our family. My due date is January 6th, 2020. But based off the size of the baby and all of the ultrasounds that we've had so far, it's like 4 days behind that due date. So probably January 10th would be a more accurate due date. Doctors are a bit weird with adjusting due dates, so they just kind of keep it as January 6th if it's within a week of that time frame. But 3rd month of this pregnancy has definitely been the hardest. This has been filled with many symptoms that, like I said, I did not experience with my son. But to get started, I did want to go over the apps that I use with this pregnancy, because I use one new one compared to what I used with my son. So the first one that I used in my 1st pregnancy with him is just Nausea pregnancy, and it's crazy because each and every week when they do your weekly review, the symptoms that I was feeling was exactly what they really said I was going to be feeling. So the application there looks pretty kind of specific to your baby, so it could show you like the foot size, the hand size of the baby at that time. I'm actually now 13 weeks, so it's showing me that the baby's jalapeno, but each week I get an update as to what's going on with the baby at that period in time. The Pregnancy Plus app is the new app that I'm using, and one of the coolest things about it is that you can go ahead, let's go, and click on it, and it will actually have the baby's heartbeat that you can hear. Of course, you might not be able to pick it up on here, and it will tell you the things that are occurring over that week of pregnancy. So mine is at, of course, 13 weeks right now, but I have been tracking my symptoms just to see what has been going on, and I've had 2 ultrasounds during this month, so I'll go into that as well. But let's go through the symptoms before we start talking about the cutest little ultrasounds ever. Okay, so the biggest thing between really 9 weeks to, it just started yesterday. I thought at 11 weeks it would stop, but it came back with a fury yesterday, was nausea. Literally opening up my fridge most times, I feel like I'm gonna vomit. My husband loves scrambled eggs in the morning with some fresh cut up onion on top of it, and that has been a struggle for me to do, but I know he loves it, and he's really stressed with stuff with work right now, so I'm like, let me still do this as long as I can. I was actually given a prescription for Bongesta at my, it was like 8.5 week appointment, which was like our pregnancy consultation, but I said I'm gonna try it with like B6 first, and I did that for a few days and it didn't really make much of a difference, but I knew that usually at about 10 weeks the symptoms subside, so I was like, I can just make it through without it. I'm just not one to want to take the medication. I've heard that there has no side effects or anything like that that are known as of yet, but I don't want to take that chance if I can just kind of power through. I did switch to taking my prenatals at night, and that seems to help a little bit. It just really depends on the day and how often I'm eating. Basically, if I'm eating carbs all the time, which is really all I've been wanting to eat, carbs and sweets, lovely, that has seemed to like keep everything down. I wish I was craving like the healthy stuff that I craved with my son. I literally would eat like tons of Mexican, Chipotle. I would eat tomatoes just like an apple, but no, not this time. I want chocolate. So I am definitely, because I still drink 1 cup of coffee a day, I definitely have to watch my caffeine intake just to make sure that I'm not going over the recommended 200 milligrams per day. My weight hasn't really changed. I am up 4 pounds since the start of this pregnancy, but sometimes I'll wake up and I'm down 2. So I started at about 140, and that's usually where I'm at in general. But I stepped on the scale yesterday, probably midday, so who knows the accuracy of that, and it was 144.5. So I'm doing pretty well for how far I am along in the pregnancy. It's not something that I'm super worried about. It's just crazy the difference in where I see the weight this time than I did with my son. And you'll see when I show you guys my belly later. I felt like with him it was all just belly, but with this one it kind of feels like my hips are growing, my arms feel a little flabby. It might just be my eating as well, and everything just kind of feels like it has a little extra layer of fluff on it right now. I started working out like at least twice a week, but I'm not gonna lie guys, with my son, he's been falling asleep at like 10 p.m. recently and just having like a sleep regression. I usually work out at night, and going to go work out downstairs after I get him to sleep is just not happening. Like I'm falling asleep with him. Sometimes I'm even falling asleep like before him. So I prefer my sleep over the workouts, but it sucks because I know I feel so much better if I get the workout in. Now my 11-week ultrasound that I had, the baby's heartbeat was 156 beats per minute, and they said that everything looked great. But I actually ended up seeing the doctor that I actually gave birth to my son with for the appointment afterwards, because I go to a gynecology and obstetrician office that has like 4 or 5 different female doctors in a group. So they have you interchange between them just to make sure you're comfortable with whoever ends up delivering your baby who's on call that day. So at that appointment after that ultrasound, she said everything looks great. With your age, you have, because I'm 28 years old, you have a 1 in 1,000 chance of having a baby with Down syndrome. With that, there are heart issues that could occur. We were definitely on the side of like, hey, God gives us whatever we are meant to be dealt with, right? So we initially weren't doing anything like that. So she just said, with possible heart issues, let's go ahead and just do we were still going to do the nuchal transparency test, which is what this ultrasound was for. That's something I did with my son too as well, and that's where they actually look at the amount of liquid in the back of the baby's neck to determine if there is any worries for things like Down syndrome or major chromosome abnormalities. So we did that, and then they just pricked my finger at the end of that. She said everything looked great, but I got the cutest ultrasound pics from that ultrasound. So here, I'll show you guys real quickly. I'm trying to make sure it's not glared too much. Oh, it's so cute. And when we first started, he or she was facing us directly, and then completely rolled over to the side and then on the back for us to be able to get a clear shot of everything. So it was moving a ton. Now, I just jokingly asked the ultrasound technician if she could see the sex or the gender of the baby at this stage. Like, it doesn't matter to us completely, but you know, I just had a feeling with this pregnancy, with it being so different, that it might be a girl. And when she looked down there, she said, she's like, I don't know, but she did say girls could be swollen at this stage. So as of right now, the ultrasound tech's guess is that it is a boy. I'd love to hear what you guys think based off that, because we are going to wait until the 20-week ultrasound to find out gender. We're not going to do like the early blood test or anything like that, because like I said, well, this pregnancy already feels like it's flying by, so I feel like 20 weeks will be here in no time. But that is it for the third month of pregnancy. I am going to try to just do weekly updates as things start progressing, but if I don't see like anything big enough to talk about, hopefully there won't be any huge updates week to week, then I'll probably just group a few weeks together, kind of like I've been doing. But I'm really excited. I had Henry's baby book out to compare the skull onto this, and then everyone was telling me about the nub theory, but I don't feel like I see that area. Sorry, that's my dogs. That area in order to see if that nub theory is correct or not. I'd love to hear what you guys think from looking at this. If you think it is a boy or a girl. In terms of heartbeat, for the 11-week ultrasound, the heartbeat was 156 beats per minute, and then on this one it was 158 beats per minute. So that is what we're looking at. I feel like Henry was always in like the 130s, maybe 140s when we really got him active in there during ultrasounds, mostly to figure out what's going on because he kept covering his face the entire time. But we're really excited. This is a huge time for our family. The reason these videos are going up late is because we haven't actually announced to anyone in our family. The only people that know are my friend that I went on that cruise with, mostly because I could not drink the entire time. And then of course when she wanted to do anything, I had to like evaluate what we were doing. And she's also really smart, so she could tell right away. And then of course Kirk knows. But our plans are to tell them hopefully within the next week or so. Kirk actually thought of a really cute way of telling them that I'm not going to spoil on this video, but you guys will see. So once we tell everyone, I'll post my pregnancy test and then my 4 to 8 week update for you guys, and then this one will go up after that, so it'll be kind of a big catch-up session. But let me go ahead and show you guys my belly, and then that'll be it for today. Again, I feel like it's higher than it was with my son, but I'm not quite sure. Let me pull up my shirt a little bit. And I am just wearing comfy clothes about 90% of the time. I feel like I'm showing a lot earlier than I was, and that's pretty much, I think, what's gonna be the case for all future pregnancies for me. But yeah, you see. That's it for my third month of pregnancy update. I hope you guys like this. Give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you want to follow along with my journey. I do things like mommy vlogs, cleaning videos, organization videos, just everything that goes along with my life right now at this stage. So I hope you guys like it. Again, give it a big thumbs up. Bye.